Hey everyone, it is Tuesday, October 5th. The time right now is 2:51 p.m. and the temperature is around 18 degrees Celsius. And that was the 11 bus I just got off. And this here is the intersection of Bayview Avenue and Davsiville Avenue. And it looks like I have a chance to make the light here. So we'll just cross over to the north side. And for this one, I'll be walking north through Bayview-Leaside here on Bayview Avenue, up to just past Eglinton. Then I think I'll briefly explore some residential streets and make my way west on Eglinton Avenue East back into midtown. And it's another gloomy, overcast day here in the city. There goes a southbound 11 bus. So that'll be heading over to Davsiville Station along Davsiville Avenue. And north it heads, I think, up to around Sunnybrook. That's a large hospital. And I haven't recorded through this neighborhood since winter. And the last time I was here, I got sprayed by a vehicle that rode into a big wet puddle. That was a fun experience. Although I have live streamed through here a few times since then. There's the Kama Sutra restaurant and wine bar. So I'm heading north up the west side of Bayview. And this here is Millwood Road. There's a Wild Wing. And Bayview is actually, at least along this stretch, the border between Toronto and the former borough of East York. And if you were to take Millwood there, that'll take you over further into Leaside. And it'll kick you out around the Thorncliffe Park neighborhood, or just north of there. And what Toronto neighborhood is complete without a Dollarama? So off in that direction is the Leaside neighborhood. That would be to the east, and to the west is Davsiville Village. This area, Bayview-Leaside, gets its name from the business improvement area. I don't think I quite caught it on that sign there. I'll get it on the next one. And that BIA was formed quite recently, actually. I think it was 2015. That's an association that represents the businesses along Bayview here, starting at Davsiville, running north to just short of Eglinton. There's Craig's Cookies. In a live stream I did, I think towards the end of winter, I popped in there I bought 6 cookies, and I think that set me back about 18 bucks. But they were quite good. I've since seen a lot of different Craig's Cookies locations throughout the city. And there's Duff's. They've got a few other locations. That Shoppers looks to be in an old cinema building. I don't quite know the story on it. I did look up historical buildings along this stretch, and none showed up on the usual resource that I check. And even though this area is quite close to where I live, I really only come here when I'm recording. It's not the most convenient transit-wise. There's that 11 bus from Davisville Station, and I think a 28 bus that would turn south on Bayview, which I also could have taken from Davisville Station. And I've heard a lot about this place, Hollywood Gelato. There's not much in the way of high-rises or residential density in this area. It tends to be an upper middle class kind of neighborhood. That might be one of the reasons why it does so well without so much transit. Pretty much everyone around here drives. Looks like these cars were all waiting for me, even though that wasn't entirely obvious. And with all that construction there, maybe I can just cross here and we'll walk on the good side of the street. Indian street food. Shortage of cannabis shops in this neighborhood. Fat tire on that motorcycle. Wonder if I can outwalk it. And there is a choke point coming up at the intersection of Bayview and Eglinton Avenue East just up ahead here, as there is a never-ending construction project. That would be the Crosstown LRT, and right at that intersection will be the Leaside LRT station. Not to be confused with Bayview Station, which is on line 4, well to the north of here. And I bet the people in this area can't wait for that construction project to finally finish. Or pretty much anyone along Eglinton anywhere, for that matter. I'm sure the results will be worth it, but it's just been an ongoing headache for a decade or so. Just up here on the right used to be, it was a rather fantastic McDonald's location. It was huge. It had a very large play area, but it was expropriated to build the LRT station going in here. I mentioned it before, but I'm not sure why they need to take up these giant swaths of land for these stations. I really haven't seen anything like it before. Hey, there's something important. They're clearly posing for a photo op. That could be about the crosstown. And the camera guy turned around and saw me. So this is Eglinton. There's a look into Leaside. I kind of want to cross north and head up a block that way and then walk over behind the plaza rather than stick to Eglinton here. We'll see an area I haven't explored yet on the channel. I think we're going to get the light in a second. There we go. So north of here is the Sunnybrook Health Sciences Center on the right, and just past that will be the York University Glendon campus. And this plaza will be meeting its demise, or it looks like it already has. There's a Shoppers Drug Mart in here, I think, or a Rexall actually. And I remember going to a Source. And I wanted to cross over at this street here, Roehampton, but one side of the intersection was blocked. So now I find myself on the east side. Oh. So it looks like there'll be a 13 and 19 story building going in there. And what do you know, I'm ahead of that motorcycle. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. There we go. And this street here, I think, is Roehampton, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll head west on Roehampton for a few blocks. There's some more retail just north of here. That'll take you up to Broadway Avenue. There's a Sunnybrook shuttle. And there is a Ski-Doo in the car wash. There's a beer store. I think that's the closest beer store to where I live. I get my beverages from the LCBO. Both are provincially run. We don't really have much in the way of options to get alcohol here. There are independent wine shops, but they're limited in what they can sell. Although you can get Ontario ciders there. When it comes to alcohol, Ontario is very much a nanny state. I was about to cross over and a car started making its way over. These homes are kind of neat. This is definitely an older suburb. It's not quite as nice as some of the ones around downtown. And I think there's a big park just here on the right. I remember riding by it on my bike before. All right, let's go south on whatever street this is. And I'll connect over to Eglinton. Hey, welcome to Toronto, folks. No sidewalk. I don't think it's supposed to rain today. It might later tonight. I think after I get home from recording this, I'll turn around and prepare a live stream. Haven't done one of those out in the wild since Thursday. Other than my usual Sunday night one I do at home on the other channel. There's the 34 Eglinton bus. And it's Eglinton Avenue East. I am currently walking west on. Camp Candelore. The Onondaga Camp? Sure, I said that wrong. Oh, this development turned out kind of nice. I just noticed my camera seems to be tilt locked. So when I point it up, it stays looking straight, and that makes sense. Since the last time I used this, I was recording an e-scooter ride. There we go. And I have fixed it. And that's why I couldn't look up at the street sign before when I tried to. It all makes sense. There's a moment earlier where I walked by a street sign that said Bayview-Leaside on it, and I tried to point the camera up. And it just kept looking straight on ahead. Well, that mystery is solved. There's the new development going in, obviously. There's a lot of these kind of awkwardly placed mid-rise apartments on Eglinton here. That don't quite meet the street like you would think a building like that would to a major road. And next up will be Mount Pleasant Road. And there's an LRT station going in there. Both of these two will be, or the two I went by, will be underground stations. And I would think that there'll still be a surface level bus, maybe at a much lower frequency, just because I can't imagine people with accessibility issues just walking these great distances between the stops. Kind of like how they have the 97 bus that runs up and down Yonge Street. Even though that's where line 1 of the subway is. There's a cannabis shop. And a Gabby's. And a McMurphy's. And a place called Parkway Persian Cuisine. I've never seen that place pop up when I go to order food. Speaking of which, on Sunday stream, the one I do from home, I kind of dug through Uber Eats and put up a poll and let people vote for the food that I ordered. And pretty soon I'll be walking past that restaurant. I ended up getting, I think it's called the Rude Dude Burger from Rudy's, along with their poutine. There goes the 51 bus. I think that's a Leaside bus. I know one of them goes down Laird Drive. It looks like they're trying to wedge another building into this apartment complex. They're trying to do that to the building where I live as well. Can't wait for years and years of never-ending construction. I don't think I've ever recorded a walk on this side of Eglinton before. I always tend to gravitate to the south side, at least on this part of Eglinton Avenue East. I've done a few bike rides that passed along here.
Like this head right where I was just like.
So this street here, Roehampton Avenue, has been closed. Yeah, it looks like I'll be better off on the south side of the street for the next block or so. the 54A bus. That'll be making its way up to Lawrence Avenue East. I think that's the one you would take to get to the shops at Don Mills. And you can see the size of the apartments and the density starts to intensify. That's the word I'm looking for as we get towards Yonge Street. I suppose I could have stayed on that side of the road. I'll cross back over when I get the chance. And did I say Davsiville Village was just to the east of Bayview? I think I meant to say Mount Pleasant Village. And Davsiville Village is to the east of Mount Pleasant. So this is where the Mount Pleasant LRT stop is going in. There's the old Roehampton Hotel, currently functioning as a homeless shelter. I don't think there's any way to cross over on the north side, so I guess I'm in the right side, or on the right side. No right turns. They are turning right, despite the sign that clearly says you can't do that. I guess school is letting out. And I think that's what this is, just here on the left. That's the Eglinton Public School. You'd think there'd be a better way than have everyone huddle on the sidewalk right there. And again, the other side of the street was not really an option. Speaking of street, look at the horseshit conditions. It's always fun to ride my bike or scooter along here. All right, they've got the right idea. And there's some poor businesses down there, including a Subway sandwich that you can't really access without doing a lot of backtracking. Here is Redpath Avenue. Ooh. I think she would have noticed at some point. Good on those people for giving her the heads up on that. There's the old Scruffy Murphy's pub. There's Rudy, where I ordered my burger from. And I think in one of these buildings is the Philippine consulate. Here's the place that used to be the Copacabana all-you-can-eat Brazilian steakhouse. I think the new place is under the, or it's by the same ownership. Someone pointed that out in a previous video. I didn't even notice this place here that says Alias. Been a number of failed bars over the years. It's got a whole new facade on it. And here's La Carnita. This used to be a dive bar. And that coffee shop used to be a Sweet Jesus. That's a Instagram-oriented ice cream parlor. There's some of the towers of Yonge Eglinton. That guy is riding a Euro bike. I bet you $1,000 he bought that on Amazon. That's just one of those brands you, I think, can only get there. All right, do I take the visually stimulating side or stay on the north side? Let's stay on the north side. There's a Kintan Ramen just here on the right. I used to go in there and grab their special in the summer. You get a bowl of ramen and I think a pint of beer would only be about $3. I don't think they run that anymore. And this construction is for the LRT line, of course. There's a Snakes and Lattes across the street. Let's go take a peek at what things are like on the good side. And right into the construction zone. So this will not be clearing up anytime soon. This here on the right was originally a Boston Pizza, or maybe not originally, but a long time ago, and it closed down and Prohibition moved in. And that's a large bar that has a location down in Riverside on Queen Street East. And that didn't last very long, which is a bit unfortunate. They had a rather nice patio on the back. It would have been well suited for this whole situation. And this is the base of the E-condos. There's a look up. And we're at Yonge Eglinton. All right, I hope you enjoyed this walk through Bayview Village, heading north up Bayview Avenue and around Roehampton and some residential streets in Leaside, then, or just west of Leaside. And then west along Eglinton Avenue East here to the fabulous Yonge Eglinton neighborhood in midtown Toronto. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support the channel, there are links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership in the description. And I also have an Instagram account. Anywho, thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you on the next one.